Hi, Mohammed. How are you?
Hi, Haider.
Pleasure
Always
to meet
great.
you.
Thanks for asking.
Thanks for coming on to the Major Talks.
It's my pleasure.
Episode
Always.
2.
Always.
It'd be great to have you. Just introduce yourself if you can.
All right. My name is Mohammed Zafari. I'm the Operation and Primary Director at Waterfront Real Estate.
Perfect. And just for the record as well, my name is Haider Ibrahim. I'm the Director of Sales at Major Developers as well. Mohammed, today I wanted to discuss with you a variety of topics. But just to summarize, mainly I wanted to go through the market in Dubai, how it's changed from 2 years ago to last year to this year, and to compare how has it been stronger, has it been weaker, and how the general trends in the market are. And then we'll also delve into the government projects that the government are doing on the waterfront specifically, whether that's Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Ajman, and Ras Al Khaimah. And of course, we'll delve into Ras Al Khaimah as well and discuss Marjan Island and the project that we're handling today, which is Manta Bay. Okay, so before we get into it, just give us a brief about how the market is doing today. Is it a strong position or is it deteriorating like people are saying?
I think today market 2025 witnessed the strongest market in the history of the real estate. Every year we say this year is better. 2023 we say that this is the best year. 2024 defeated 2023, and then 2025 started even way much more stronger. Actually, in 2 months only, by the end of February, the sales, or actually I would talk now, we are in beginning of March, the sales reached almost 98 billion, which is higher by 29% versus 2024, which consider the strongest year ever.
One of the greatest years,
I think today the market has one of the greatest opportunities for investors, for agents, for developers, and we are seeing actually a magnificent project. And this is what I mentioned earlier, that today we are seeing a very unique product being introduced to the market. The quality being elevated big time by all developers, and this is also will benefit the consumers also, to have a diversity of options to select, and also as well to enjoy the quality and the new ideas. So
like the competition, it's healthy in a way, right?
It is actually very healthy, especially from small developers. Small developers today, to enter the market, they're trying to fill the gap and identify what is not being done by bigger developers. So they're trying to focus, number one, on the quality. So developers trying to see what the genuine or natural pattern for the client to seek. For example, now people, when they have apartments, they start to work on upgrading the apartment, having an example, covering the DP, putting a TV unit, bed unit, and this is now it being delivered by the developer. That's just ready, plug and play, got it done with a nice color scheme, modern, contemporary, and bright views, panoramic windows, and so on. So I think this competition, it's actually moves the market and make it more exciting for investors to buy. And even though the location they started to select, it's something magnificent. And back again, how you said, waterfront. Today, I think UAE is well known for being one of the greatest waterfronts as a geography. And Dubai key success was also as well, in addition to the vision of the leaders here, it's the geography and the long shore that started from Abu Dhabi, ends in all the Emirates. And I think this is one of the things that we are witnessing now. This revolution is not actually happening only in Dubai. It's also happening in all the other Emirates. Talking about Abu Dhabi, there's a lot of new destinations, like an example now, a new project, especially with Al Dar. And also we talk about Dubai today, an example. We see a lot of key developers unite on one location. An example, talking about the Dubai South, and including Palm Jumeirah, talking about also as well Dubai Island, talking about Maritime City, talking about Mina Rashid. So this district today is one of the last waterfronts available.
But what is it about waterfront property that is so attractive and does so well? Like, because we're seeing it in different Emirates, right? We're seeing it in Abu Dhabi with Yas Island and Saadiyat Island. And then you come to Dubai. Of course, now Palm Jumeirah just launched, and they're launching Dubai Islands and Mina Rashid and Maritime City. Ajman is doing Zora City, right? And Ras Al Khaimah, of course, have Min Al Arab and Marjan Island as well. So what is it about waterfront property that people always want? The value always stays high, that there's such high demand for it compared to, let's say, mainland. What is it about it?
I think today, most of the people, world level, an example, especially those who doesn't have this opportunity to live by the sea, like the same thing like here or Brazil or Miami and so on. So I think people have connection with the nature, and the sea is one of the things that actually people admire, and they want it to be all the time over there close to the sea. So based on this approach of human nature toward the sea and the connection that being built, I think this has helped to create demand around this area and make it easy for developers to build product that actually will sell pretty much well, comparing to other projects that inside the city or coming on an example, different kind of views.
Is it also like a psychological thing where people feel like they've made it? You know, when they have waterfront property and they look, you know, that they're in their apartment overlooking the sea, it's kind of like they've hit that.
It is actually. Level. It is because today, you know, like it's a dream for somebody to say like, I want to have a house by the sea.
Exactly.
So it's absolutely one thing like people aim to achieve, like to have a house by the sea. And this is actually today become available and affordable, especially here in the UAE, talking about, again, the geography and how they take advantage of that. Today, I think the changes and the revolution, as I say, that started to spread all across the cities. Like you talk about Al Zora and Ajman, an example, one of the very beautiful, magnificent projects I've seen. Like also they have their own mangrove. And also talking about Mulqiwain Sania Island by Soba also as well. It's a historical island, and they take advantage of this beauty to create projects over there. The same thing also as well, what they did in Ras Al Khaimah today. Marjan Island, one of the key locations that if we want to talk about waterfront, especially in such place. And by the way, Ras Al Khaimah well known for a very beautiful beaches. So this is give it also a great advantage. And I think talking about all these upgrade that happened in the different cities, I think Dubai was and Abu Dhabi was one of the first who started that. Then Sharjah, then now it started to march toward different other cities. And I think, again, as a government, they are very visionary. They're trying to see that how they can empower each other. And this is also translated by the collaboration that happened between developers to go and acquire, an example, key developers. I'm talking about Soba, I'm talking about Emar, I'm talking about Ellington, I'm talking about also branded properties like Address, an example by Emar, that going and happening in Marjan Island. So Marjan Island as a whole, like today that you created a whole new experience. And when we talk about it, people probably, when you say Marjan Island, they think of casino. It's not only about casino. This is something actually unique and new in the UAE. And I'm actually so much happy to have this to happen over here because this is going to change the geography of the entire country, and people would understand that UAE is always open. They always adapt. They always move forward. They try to also provide comfort and facilities to all people all around the world. So Marjan Island, I think one of the most unique islands that rise now in the past 2 years.
Yes, I mean about Marjan, I mean it is special because when you compare all the other waterfront properties, right? So you got Abu Dhabi, Al Dar's kind of taken Sariyat Island, Yas Island. Yes. In Dubai, Nakhi is in control of the Palm, right? Palm Jabal Ali or Palm Jumeirah. Ajman, Zora is in charge of Zora City. Mulqiwain, Shoba is in charge of Senia Island. Marjan is a special case, now focusing on Marjan Island. And you were just mentioning it, the collaboration of developers and hotel chains. Isn't it crazy and amazingly crazy how all the top developers and all the top hotel chains are all on this one island compared to all the other waterfront property that we have in the UAE? Like what's special about Marjan where all the biggest names wanted like a piece of the pie? What is it about Marjan? Because you're saying it's not just a casino. So what else does it have that makes it so special?
First of all, Ras Al Khaimah is one of the, I would say, a virgin land. Like it has a very normal kind of lifestyle with mostly like locals. And today they wanted to attract more tourists. And this is actually today, it's a great opportunity when you have a land that actually still virgin, and you're going to have a lot of ideas. An example, which is that Dubai today, they build a lot of experience like of building, construction, the know-how of client needs. So you're going to deliver the best version of everything being made in the UAE, in that island. So you're going to create some modern way of living, understanding an example how they can make hype around the area, how they're going to make an example facilities, amenities, and infrastructure in a very modern way with the latest of everything. So I think this is one of the advantages of Ras Al Khaimah. In addition, also as well, there is a lot of information that I would like to ask you also as well. I heard also there is some upgrade going to happen to the airport.
Yes, correct. Yeah,
become one of the world-class airports.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, of course, after the win got announced, there were key plans on how to expand the airport, right? How to modernize it, open new terminals, and also sign agreements with leading airlines such as Qatar Airways, where international flights can go directly to Iraq Airport, right? So they don't have to come to DXB or Abu Dhabi and then drive all the way. Now, clearly, the government are very involved in this. And clearly they're anticipating for the year of 2027 when they're expecting a tourist boom to enter Ras Al Khaimah for Marjan mainly. And so the works that's happening in Iraq Airport is absolutely amazing. Before it was mainly just a domestic airport, but now it being an international airport, they're modernizing it, they're opening the new terminals, they're making it absolutely luxurious. So it's a lot of behind the scenes that's happening, what I call behind the scenes that's happening in Ras Al Khaimah to get ready for 2027. Because like I said, Marjan is a very, very special thing, right? It's a very, very special case where, for me personally, it's the only area I've seen in the whole of UAE where it's gathered all the biggest names.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? Like the closest thing I can think of is probably Palm Jumeirah, where you go to Palm West Beach and you'll see the hotels after hotel. But even then, Nakheel has the properties there. Yeah. But to have, I mean, let's talk about the names on Marjan Island. I mean, of course, apart from Major, right? You're talking about Emaar, talking about Al Dar, talking about Ellington, Damak,
Dar Global,
Durar Group, Range, Select Group, Brixton Woods. You have Wow Resorts that are bringing over the biggest hotels like JW Marriott. They're bringing over Hilton, Movenpick, Radisson Blu, Le Méridien. It's insane. Like my mind is going crazy about how you have this small island
that attracts all this big names to be over there. That's what I was saying. Like now they unite on creating something beautiful. Yeah. I don't know if you've been to department stores like Bloomingdale's and Harvey Nichols and so on. So you know that actually the brand itself make you feel okay. But when you walk in and see Gucci and see Ralph Lauren and see all this big brand, it's create wonderful experience. I think this is quite similar to what happened in Marjan Island. They're trying to create Marjan Island as the main hub, and then you have all these developers that creating a very wonderful living experience and also as well opportunities for investors. And I'm seeing like how this will benefit actually the city itself as Ras Al Khaimah to attract investors, and also as well how many job opportunity this will create. So there will be a lot of hotels, there will be a lot of facilities also as well. Can we go through the facilities? You know better than I about Marjan Island, like what kind of facilities there will be there, like key components of the
exactly. So I mean, of course we mentioned that the win is coming over, but it's much more than that, right? It's not just about gaming or playing in the casino. It's the full entertainment behind the casino. I mean, what makes Vegas special, right, is the full entertainment behind the casino. It's the shopping, and it's the bars and the clubs and the restaurants and the IP exhibitions, the corporate conventions, the crypto conventions, the big sporting events. They're looking to bring over the biggest boxing matches, kind of competing with Saudi right now, in that case. And they also have, they're bringing over water shows, your Cirque du Soleil, Le Pearl. They're also bringing the water theme parks. So lots of things are happening on Marjan Island.
So this is targeting families, basically, not only certain portfolio of people. So it's a whole family experience.
Yeah.
So whoever wants to go for gaming, they can go for gaming. There is a whole wonderful living experience for the kids, an example, moms, and so on. By having like an example,
It's
the
literally
parks,
for
the theme
everyone.
parks, as you said.
Exactly.
So it's not only about the casino, but again, like this is one of the like talk of the town today. Like everyone talk about it. But I think, as I say to you, that today Marjan Island has a prototype of one of the best examples ever existed in the Middle East, which is in the UAE, to be ready to deliver. And actually you get the upgraded version of it in Marjan Island.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, going back to with all the different names that are on Marjan, just thinking back to also relating it to Vegas and Macau, where every hotel that you go into is a different experience, right? Like if you enter Caesar's Palace, it's going to be a completely different experience to you entering the Venetian, right? And so maybe that's the idea behind Marjan as well, is that they don't want it to be all, symmetrical and identical, and that each developer has their own unique spin on things. Each hotel has their own unique, design, amenities, services. So that kind of what makes it special is that you can get a unique experience by going to every different development or different hotel chain, which is amazing. And we're just talking about it now, like it's not for a specific genre of people. It's for everyone. Kids can have the best time. Women can have the best time. Men can have the best time. Elderly can have the best time. You go to the shopping, you go to the IP exhibition.
I think people would not be interested in the waterfront at night. So I think that's what I'm saying. Families care about the morning, the sunlight, and the beach, and so on. This is what the island actually provided, because Las Vegas is not waterfront. So today you talk about like being at the beach. At the same time, you have the experience of Las Vegas. So I think that's what make Marjan Islands pretty much unique. And again, talking about the infrastructure and the airport in particular, like having straight flight going all the way, and it become actually a central hub, and people from whoever gonna stay in Ras Al Khaimah, they can always go to Abu Dhabi, they can go to Dubai, they can go to and explore different cities.
I mean, actually, speaking on that, not only the location of in the UAE, but the location of it in the world. I mean, if we're talking about why the Wind selected to come over to Marjan in the UAE, what's special about the proximity to other cities, right? I mean, we've got Las Vegas, which is in one corner of the world, and we've got Macau, which is in the other corner of the world. And here we've got the Wind situated in the UAE, what you can consider as the center of the world. Like, how important is the location geographically in terms of how well Marjan Island is going to do? Like, is it a very good thing that we're only a 6-hour flight from the biggest, what you can say, gaming cities? We've got our Russians up north. We've got the Chinese. We've got the Indians. We've got the Africans. We've got the Europeans. Like, how important is it to have this hub in the central? How important is that?
It is actually a game changer, I believe, because today that again geography and talking about the country itself, like it's very well prepared to host very big number of people, and also this has been proven by having Dubai and Abu Dhabi as one of the greatest examples, and I think Ras Al Khaimah will be also as well something to consider. Why? Because Ras Al Khaimah, let's say people come to Dubai, they visit Abu Dhabi, they visit the key locations. Ras Al Khaimah wasn't considered as a place to visit, to be honest with you. There was no landmarks over there to go and have a look. Probably some people who like adventures, they might go to Hatta, for example. Some people who like diving, they might go to Fujairah. But people who wanted to have a lifestyle and a different, an example, probably climate or probably in different geography, because I think, and also Ras Al Khaimah has a little bit of mountains, unlike Dubai, for example. So there is many things to be done over there. So I think this is what make Ras Al Khaimah special. So having accessibility to all cities also as well. And like, let's say if I go to Ras Al Khaimah, I enjoy the whole experience. I can go to Dubai, I can go to an example, Abu Dhabi, to go to the key places, Ajman, or any different Emirates. So
they're even building I think they're establishing the boat trips as well that take you from Emirate to Emirate.
Actually, there is a very interesting story that Now, during the pitch of Soba for Sania Island, this phenomenon island, they say that it's just 20 minutes by boat to Marjan Island. So it's become now already a landmark, like to say like how you say like the 20 minutes from downtown. So people started now to build everything around that area. So I think a little bit of here, a little bit of there. These components, again, it's empower each other's an example. And it's gonna be vice versa. People would say, maybe I would like to go, you know, when you go to Maldives, you go to another island. So maybe you are in Sania, you go to Ras Al Khaimah. From Ras Al Khaimah, you go to Sania also to experience something different. So I think this is pretty much smart and great. Now let me go for the major question.
The major question.
All right then.
No pun intended. Yeah.
Today, Haidar, as your position, looking after or being part of major developers. Can you tell us who's major developers?
Yeah, sure. So Major Developers is it's a new company in the UAE, established now for 2 years in the UAE, with our first project in Marjan Island. Actually, it was funny. Actually, they had when they first opened the company, and to decide on which area to focus on, and they got the news about the wind coming over, and so they thought that it was best to start with the first project there, which is in hindsight, it worked out perfectly. But at the time, it's a bit risky, right? You know, as a new developer to start in Ras Al Khaimah on this island that people haven't heard about and establish yourself in the market, it's a very tough thing to do. But kudos to them, because to go and start a new development company and put your first project in Marjan Island in Ras Al Khaimah and become successful at it is very, very well. And I'm happy to be a part of that. And I really, really think that we have a really strong future, given that we've started so strong and established our name in Marjan. I mean, just here talking to you, you know, yourself as the head of sales of Provident. You know, we have collaborations with.
So you put your head in a big competition, actually.
Of course, and like we were just talking about, it's healthy competition in the end. Yeah. But we really wanted to establish ourselves as one of the leading developers in Marjan, and then once we do that, we're going to hopefully expand into Ras Al Khaimah in general as well, going into Rak Central, going into the waterfront properties in Ras Al Khaimah, centered around Marjan Island, because that is the strongest point about Ras Al Khaimah right now is Marjan.
One of the inspirations, even for the name of your project, like you selected Manta Bay, like just to talk about that, like one of the most giant creatures in the sea. Yeah.
So I don't know if the shareholders went on holiday one day and they swam with some manta ray fish. But they came back and decided, let's become absolutely unique. Let's become different to the market, which you have to do as a new developer, like we were talking about, and design the whole building inspired by the manta ray fish, which is a beautiful concept. Unfortunately, a lot of developers nowadays is you buy a piece of land and you build a block of apartments, but there is no real special touch to it. With now building a building in the shape of a manta ray, with the balconies being all curved and you feel like you're in the water and you're swimming and you're enjoying the holiday. It's a really unique experience. And we've kind of gone through the whole concept, even throughout the building, not even from just the design, but you'll find a huge manta ray piece on top of the building. We have manta ray outlines on the doors. We have an aquarium just for the manta ray fish, So it's nice to have that kind of constant theme behind the building instead of it just being a block of apartments, right? Because then you have an association to it. You connect to it. Like I'm connecting with the manta ray. You know what I mean? You're swimming with the fish. Dive into the ocean. Go for it.
Beautiful. Okay, today I have a questions for you, Haidar. As mentioned, there's a lot of big names. I mean, all around you. What make Manta Bay stand among others?
It's a good question. I mean, you're right. The competition is high, especially in Marjan with the names that we talked about. So how do you as a developer stand out from those, or as a project stand out from those? Now, what we've done is, of course, one, design the whole building in the shape of a manta ray fish. But because of the way it's designed, we dedicated the whole podium level, 60,000 square feet of area dedicated to a pool. Now, that's not normal for a residential project. A residential project usually puts you a 10 by 20 meter pool. We've dedicated 60,000 square feet of area just for the pool. Now, that's like entering a 5-star resort, right? Not even just a normal hotel. That's like entering a 5-star resort. Now, we've done that, but we've also done something absolutely crazy, which is having the world's first sandy beach on the rooftop of the building.
Wow, this is amazing.
Not sky infinity pool, a full beach on the rooftop of the building. You know, it's going to have a full sky infinity pool that has a wave system. We're going to have, you know, food and beverage. We're going to have a DJ platform. It's going to be a really unique experience where you have your own private beach on the rooftop of the building. And the vision, if you can vision it with me, is that imagine you're on the top of your own roof, enjoying the beach, enjoying the food, enjoying the drinks, maybe smoking some shisha.
And also, you're not going to be worried about, like, an example, going with the kids full of sand and you full of sand, and then going to the rooms and then going into the car. So you just get yourself clean and you go immediately to your...
It's a very Dubai-esque luxury living, right?
So another thing I want to talk about, price point. What's the price point at Marjan Island at the moment?
I mean, Marjan Island, we're averaging about between...
Talking about square foot price.
Yeah, I mean, price per square foot. We're averaging between 2,800 to 3,000 per square foot.
And what your projects look like?
Manta Bay? In terms of Manta Bay, we're looking at around 2,500, 2,600.
So it's 300 dirhams approximately below the prices. And what about the quality?
Quality is absolutely top. You know, we've brought in a company called Federal Engineering, who are notorious for working with top developers, you know, such as Ellington and Wassel Properties. And for us and for them as well, our philosophy is aligned in terms of number one priority is quality.
Amazing. Actually, I had a conversation with your CEO, Mr. Andre, and he always talk about the quality. And by the way, I like that he always ask every single real estate agency, like, what do you think, like, how we can improve, and trying to capture more information and examples, showcasing like ideas and so on. I think you created also as well the sizes you get studio, and you get 1 bedroom, and you get 2 bedrooms,
Correct.
3.
No, just 2 bedrooms.
2 bedrooms, and they go into penthouses.
Exactly.
All right. I think they created size between studio and 1 bedroom.
Yeah.
What is that? Can you tell us?
The unit that's in between the studio and the 1 bedroom? Yeah. So we created a unique unit, which is a studio.
Studio and a half.
And a half. Studio and a half, exactly. It's the layout of a 1 bedroom, but it's classified as a studio, which is beautiful because, especially when it comes to rental, you're going to be renting it out as a 1 bedroom apartment, but you're paying for the price of a studio.
Exactly. So this is for investors who wanted to do a holiday home.
Exactly.
It's permitted to be holiday home.
Exactly. It's allowed to have full holiday home.
One more thing I heard, that you are the only developer that provides studios with a big quantity.
Yeah, exactly. So, of course, in Marjan Island, there are studios, I mean, in general, but we actually hold quite a big chunk of the market share in terms of studios. You know, only 6% of the whole island are studios in terms of all the units are studios. We own 1/3 of that. So 2% is just with Manta Bay. And now why studios are good? Multiple reasons. One, it's the cheapest entry point into Marjan Island.
Most accessible one.
Most accessible one. For you today, the number one priority is to enter Marjan Island because you can't miss out on it. So studios are the lowest entry point into it. That's one. Two, historically, studios always do better in terms of short-term rentals. The occupancy rate are always higher. You know, 2 people, a couple, friends, they're always going to rent it out, right? So the occupancy rate is always higher. And in the future, when it comes to selling, it's going to be much easier to resell a studio than it is going to be a 2, 3, 4 bed apartment, right? Because let's say you bought it at 1.4 million today, you go on to sell it for 1.8 million. It's still cheaper than what today's 1 bedrooms are. You see what I mean? Exactly. So there are huge bonuses to the studios. And when we considered the unit configuration, we looked about who the clientele are going to be and what their aim is. And the aim is short-term rentals. So studios are always going to be the best for that. And that's the reason why we did it.
Amazing, Haider. Haider, I think you are one of the most active and one of the most knowledgeable sales manager I've ever met in the industry. And I would recommend everyone, actually, if you have chance to come and visit Haider and the sales team of major developers. Can you tell us where's your location?
Yeah, so we're located in Marina Plaza in Dubai Marina, office 1203. Come over, have a coffee, We'll do a full presentation, look at the mock-up, look at the materials, and go through everything.
For the agent to know how much commission you paid.
Oh, us 1%.
Okay.
No, I'm joking with you. No, so we start actually from 5% going up to 8% actually. Depends on the sales volume that they do. And we of course do offers as well constantly. Sometimes we have cash bonus offers where brokers get 10,000 for
I think also you are one of the fastest to pay.
We are actually one of the fastest to pay. Within 2 weeks, brokers are getting their commission.
That's amazing. That's get people motivated.
For sure. I mean, that's the beauty about doing this job is that you close a deal and you get your money, right? And then you keep closing deals and you keep getting more money, right?
Haider, thank you so much for the valuable time that you share with us. Thank you also as well for being a great partner in the market.
Thank you
for bringing in such a wonderful masterpieces, and we're looking forward for more projects.
For sure, and thank you so much for your collaboration with us. It means a lot, to have Provident on board and to have you on board especially. And hopefully, with more developments coming along, we can do many more business as well.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
All right then. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
See you.